The theme of Earth Day 2022 is invest in our planet. What will you do as an individual or as a company? And with that question, we'll open the phone lines 416-360-0740 or 1-866-740-4740. We have an esteemed panel joining us to talk about climate change and investing in the environment in our own backyard here in Ontario. Mike Schreiner is the leader of the Ontario Green Party and MPP for Guelph. David Crombie is the former mayor of Toronto and chair of Friends of the Golden Horseshoe. And Dr. Blair Feltmate is head of the Intact Centre for Climate Adaptation at the University of Waterloo. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Hello, how are you, Jane?
Dr. Feltmate, help us understand the state of the Earth related to climate change and how desperate a situation we find ourselves in.
Well, overall, the Earth is heating up due to the burning of fossil fuels. Over the period of the last 100 years or so, the average temperature on the planet is up about 1.1 degrees Celsius, which at first might not seem like a big deal. But when you consider that the difference between temperature on the planet today versus an ice age is about 4 to 6 degrees Celsius, depending on where you set the stop and start dates, being up 1.1 degrees Celsius in 100 years, directly attributable to the burning of fossil fuels, is a pretty big deal. And our trajectory in terms of continuing to pump CO2 emissions into the air continues. So we have a real challenge in that regard in trying to get greenhouse gas emissions down. The bottom line is climate change is effectively irreversible. It is here to stay, period. We can work to slow it down, but we're not going to reverse it. So we also need to learn to adapt to extreme weather risk that's on our doorstep today.
So if we were to carry on, Doctor, on the same path that we have been in the last 100 years, where would we be 100 years from now?
Well, the three perils that are the most problematic for Canada at the moment, and even globally, quite frankly, are flood, fire, and extreme heat. We're getting more flooding in Canada, and it's a phenomena that's fairly regular globally now. We're getting more water coming down over shorter periods of time, contributing to flooding. We're realizing an exacerbation in reference to forest fires being more problematic, both in Canada and across the planet. And the real code red, those first two factors, flooding and fire, when they occur, for example, in Canada, generally speaking, nobody dies. It's maybe 0 or 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people will die, which of course is 4 people too many. But the real code red is with extreme heat. When things go wrong relative to extreme heat, hundreds, if not thousands of people can die. So this is a growing phenomena, a growing challenge that we need to prepare for very, very rapidly is extreme heat.